Flying Clouds, which has been a paramount pick for a lot of teams at home. Coach Bitoy bans out the Paquito, the Atlas, and the Marcel, while Coach Lyric, Heinrich, the architect of MENA MLBB,
That's his name,
bans out the Freya and the Melissa. One more, the Barats is still at large.
Yep. I believe that you also have to think about Fanny as well as the RORA, but I feel like that Fanny ban might be more on the Twisted Minds side. They banned the Barats instead. Okay, so they open up the Fanny. Well, unlikely to be the first pick though. I think that they'll probably prioritize oh, there you go, RORA. That's the first pick for AP.Bren.
Yeah, and AP.Bren knowing fully well that there might be a chance Twisted just go utility. I think that's a major factor as to why they ban this way.
Yes, or you just go Nolan Red 3.
Oh, that's right. That's a Sensui special. The one that propelled them to the M5 World Championship up until the 3rd place of a World Championship.
Yeah.
Countless number of lords stolen out of Sensui's Nolan. AP.Bren though, debuting the Esmeralda in Season 18.
Early pick JMPINKMAN, one of his signature picks as well, or most played heroes. Go up against the Beleric. Beleric is a flex pick here for Twisted Minds. For now, it's going to be the Udar. Very standard stuff coming up from AP.Bren. Gonna be answering Twisted Minds like this. Yep, Nolan is available. So is the Harley.
Yeah.
You may consider that as well up against Esmeralda, which is a hero that is tanky, but technically speaking does not have a lot of HP. So the Deadly Magic can actually be good up against the Esmeralda.
And I feel like there still are multiple options out there, considering that they had a prio on the Selena. They can speed things up, and they do get the Nolan in Red 3, which I feel is
This is so normal.
This is the correct thing.
This is every single thing that we studied, and it makes a lot of sense.
Sensui picking up Nolan in the opening days of Season 18 feels like finding a 500 peso bill in your pair of pants. It's like, oh, there it is.
Oh yeah,
That's where I left that.
I hope I do.
500.
Give or take a tenner. That's what it is for all of y'all on the western side of the world. Imagine that.
Wait, are you seeing what I'm seeing? It's a Twisted Mind spin.
Yes, it is.
I need that. I need that in my life.
That's an upgraded Fikri pin.
Oh,
I need that
I
in my
have
life.
P1.
I need that in my life.
I've only
This
seen
is new.
gummies.
We need gummies too.
Yes,
yeah.
gummies and
Hey, Minds. You know what to do. There's the Kajaban, the Nazar King taken out of the equation, which we saw last night, played by none other than Super Yoshi, which was disgusting, can I say?
Yep. Has got good combination with the Aurora, as we saw.
Frigid binding.
The Frigid Binding. I love it. But this time, of course, it will be with the Eudora, or not with the Eudora. So you're going to be looking for combos with that too. With no Atlas, what is left for Escalera to play? And yep, they're taking away all of the meta picks from Escalera. They're going to be taking the glue as well. So this is a very limited hero pool for Escalera.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we know that Escalera can play a lot of heroes, a lot of different kinds of heroes.
utility. Are they just going to go back to utility here? Although they have a Nolan.
Yeah.
And does.
I think you're... Okay, so that
Wow.
didn't sound like the Dyrath.
That might have been the little boy skin. But also...
Oh, the gun skin, you mean?
No. Yes. But also the King of Fighters little...
Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah.
So it's a direct.
Oh,
Could
okay.
they still consider flexing the Esmeralda eventually?
No, I think this will be...
Knowing Shizo? I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
I would not be surprised if this like Harith out of nowhere.
I mean, you say...
Yep.
There it is!
Of course it will be Harith. Of course it will be Harith.
Harith on Shizo is like Lunox on LanceCy.
That's right.
You can laugh at it, but it's not wrong. It's
Yes.
just a matter of fact.
It's just how it is. Would it be funny if they see Granger on Bennyqt right now, just so that they can match up against this Harith and just bring us back to...
Yeah.
Speed too, like just the tempo that you're going at.
Yeah.
So we're going back to that.
We're going back to that. I think the Brody makes sense here for Twisted Minds just because they already went for the damage XP laner on the Dyrath. You cannot go super greedy on Bennyqt. I think Brody and then Clint might
Oh
be
my
an option. They go
goodness.
carry.
It's
a classic.
It's all classic heroes that they're going for in game 1.
There's a lot of physical burst coming out from Twisted Minds, however, which makes it's really difficult job for makes it really difficult for Escalera's job to be accomplished. As the Gatatkacha, he will be bursted down by the armor-piercing damage of the Dyroth that can be comboed up with the physical damage of the Nolan, and then of course carry with the natural shred that you have from that. I think that Twisted Minds have cooked with their composition.
It's good. Most, if not all, AOGs are death sentences for JoJo. So with that said, Twisted Minds, all they gotta do is follow the path. They've said it. Coach Lyric, Coach ESON have decided that this is how we're gonna go to match point. Let's see if AP.Bren can, you know, show us the way to go a little back in time. Like, this is a very EWC, but also about 2 years back metagame kind of draft.
So much on Jamespangks, I feel.
But 2024.
There's just so much to look at for AP.Bren here, especially in terms of Jamespangks. Could this be the new Suyo for Jamespangks here in this?
Hey, something that the Hive is looking forward to. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 1. It's the opener of Superfan Saturday between AP.Bren and Twisted Minds.
Dyroth is a natural answer to the sustained meta from the EXP lane. Always the counter pick for both the Uranus as well as the Esmeralda, including some of the other additions to that metagame when there were a lot of Thamus as well as the Rizla. Those 4 heroes struggle against the Dyroth, and it is typically paired with an assassin jungler that is physical in nature because of the armor penetration that he has. So this is, I would say, a very synergistic lineup that Twisted Minds have concocted.
Yeah, I could see how it would be very fast-paced for them. I could see how they just would literally try to deny that early and first hurdle away from AP.Bren, and rotations would already say a lot. I think the fact that okay, that was a flicker from LanceCy, but Lansu will be here as well to respond. That's going to be an arrow landing onto Escalera. He does get to sustain. There's a double revitalize drop down, and no one will fall from that skirmish.
Massive resources spent on both sides. Again, a couple of battle spells, technical knockouts. I'd say that's a half kill on all the heroes that had to spend their major resources. Turtle spawns, upper quarter. Here comes the rest of them again. JMPINKMAN put down to a third.
The only reason why you would do that for AP.Bren if you want to get a kill, but now you don't have Flicker on LanceCy, you don't have Revitalize on Escalera, you might not have enough to contest this first hurdle.
Yeah, but that flicker already from LanceCy was very explosive in itself, I gotta say, from AP.Bren, so it seems like they're really trying to take more risks now. They get to clear this first, and AP.Bren still will be ready, but without the revitalizes, without the flickers, how are they gonna hold this down? Twisted Minds already bursting it. That's gonna be Lansu securing the objective. Escalera eventually falls into the hands of Sean.
There's communications out there for AP.Bren. Not sure what Escalera wanted to achieve, but it seems like they were all poising to jump and pounce into Twisted Minds, but at the last second they hesitated, but Escalera did it. So that's the reason why it looked awkward afterwards.
You didn't need to be in the aquarium to hear the comms. You kinda knew just watching that sequence. Somebody just said, Delta split! And they decided they're not taking that fight. If you know, you know. Sensui now securing the Little Wanderer. Again, growing ever the vision advantage. In addition to just range, given the Selena, and of course, just within the clinch, Twisted Minds' propensity for burst, AP.Bren, they're only really playing with Escalera's re-engage, and then that's it. Like, they're playing with Twisted Minds on a fair basis.
Yeah, because it's gonna take some time even for JMPINKMAN, I feel, now that he's been sort of shut down in the EXP lane. There's just been so much more space created here for Bennyqt, which also AP.Bren haven't been really able to put much attention into, and now he's able to accomplish even a double lane, which could speed up things even more for Twisted Minds.
Alright, they force out a Purify out of JMPINKMAN. Sensui and Lansu tag team him. This is not a good time to be an Esmeralda.
It's not Sean.
Whoa!
Okay, not gonna connect with that Abyssal Arrow, but look at how Sensui and Lansu are trying to burst him down, but the stuns coming in from another flicker play. LanceCy saving that engage for AP.Bren.
Yeah, and they also forced the Lansu flicker out there, Escalera. See Sean, do they have the follow-up even?
It's just gonna be a falling star move. No flicker for Sean, however, at least for this upcoming objective, but that's about it.
Yeah, little to no commitment there for AP.Bren. I think that's generally a good trade for them. Now they will be able to position themselves around the next turtle. They do have all of their resources except the flicker coming out from LanceCy. So this is still a tricky scenario for them, but same can be said for Twisted Minds. The only thing is they have 1,000 gold advantage over AP.Bren.
Well, which I think at this point is relatively manageable. Arrow thrown out by Sean. Oh, they know that Jamespangks is still going for his purple. They can't contest. Turtle over to Twisted.
It's just another burst. Twisted Minds have been able to secure 2 consecutive objectives in a row now. AP.Bren, though, still, at least despite how much they've been countered out, are trying to keep the gap really tight. But this is going to be a first down onto JMPINKMAN. AOG from Escalera, not landing onto anyone. But Twisted Minds are not going to force the fight anymore.
Okay. That's a really bad death on AP.Bren because that means that Twisted Minds can position themselves up top, even just needing just the Dairoth to be able to push up top. So the death of JMPINKMAN, and this will inflate Twisted Minds' lead again.
Oh, look at this. Lansu had such a free time with that turret, putting it down to an 8. Sensui. Again, this is what, the second or third time that this tag team has tried to take down JM? And Mr. 50-50, there's very little he can do. Say goodbye to this turret.
That's all they want. But now, AP.Bren, down bottom, they could go for a play, but it's not in the bottom lane that they're going for. It's actually Sean, who they decide to burst down instead. So at least we're seeing more trades come in now for AP.Bren, and that kill went to the hands of Jamespangks.
Yeah, they wanted to just get the purple, but they saw that there is an opening 12 seconds before the flicker from Sean is available. So instead of taking the turtle, the purple, I mean, they were able to get a kill. Finally, AP.Bren gets onto the board, but they still have a lot of catching up to do. JMPINKMAN prioritizing the enchanted talisman in this game.
Yeah. And was it the kill after the Sky Piercer for Jamespangks, or did he?
Oh, wow.
I think it's 10 stacks now.
Okay.
He's had it. He built it sub 5 minutes. So this is 1 stack on the Hirara Sky Piercer. I wouldn't say that's a significant amount of progress for AP.Bren, but maybe turtle number 3. This is where they put their foot down and say mid-game is ours. Spawning in the upper quarter. Tracy and Escalera playing a tug of war. Here comes the rest of AP.Bren.
Yeah, it's the third and last objective, and the first time AP.Bren have actually been trying to burst it down themselves, but it's gonna be soft reset here. That's the Falling Star one coming in from JMPINKMAN, but on the back lines, Escalera already very low. AOG out, but it's the Sensui who secures the objective, and Jamespangks, he fails to steal it away, even if AP.Bren were the ones who started it.
The same fingers that rocked Rizal Memorial are stealing turtles in 2026. A kill for Twisted Minds again. 3-0 plus a couple of bodies. What's going on?
Oh, I'll tell you what's going on. It's just the superior lineup and composition of Twisted Minds showing how it's done against AP.Bren, because we know that they have so much physical burst that even someone like JMPINKMAN or Escalera could not stand. Escalera had to pop the Avatar of the Guardian defensively. They were scattered around the map. Pinkman cannot stay in front of Twisted Minds, and Jamespangks, with just maybe a fraction of a second showing himself in between iframes of the Hirara, he's been taken out easily because of the armor penetration that you get from the Dairoth in combination with the Nolan damage output.
Yeah, it's so tricky for Escalera in this game. Every single time he tries to go for something, it just feels like him and AP.Bren haven't been on the same page. Whenever there's an engage, whenever he actually tries to go up front.
I'd say it's him and them. A lot of moments, AP.Bren seem to be going 2 and 3, 3, 1 and 1. Like everybody's just thinking of different things. So I wonder if this is a chemistry issue that we're seeing in the first 10 minutes of something that they should have fixed over the past month.
Yeah, I'd wager it might be jitters, because it has been a long time since JM. Well, it's not a long time, but it is a significant amount of time for JMPINKMAN, for Escalera. We're here in the Philippines. We're playing in the Philippines, and they're up against Twisted Minds, who had built their chemistry already very well. You can see that we can see that the core of Twisted Minds are just playing together so well, and it's mainly because Sensui has played with Sean before. Tracy has been playing with the entirety of Twisted Minds. Lansu has always been there. There's already the chemistry for Twisted Minds. You're not seeing that for AP.Bren just yet. And maybe after game number 1, we can see them wake up and show us what they have been preparing for the past few seasons, for past few months. I feel like this game number 1 is more of a download game for AP.Bren. I'm not seeing them performing well yet. So they really have to pick up the slack come next game. But this one, though, Twisted Minds have got it in control.
Yeah, because I think also one of the questions I had for AP.Bren before eventually heading into Season 18 was leadership, and who mainly took on the leadership role, be it outside or inside the game. And at least for that first 7 minutes that we saw, I'm not entirely sure who's leading AP.Bren and who they feel is going to be put in that role.
Blonde young man in the crowd, an MPL SG graduate. Was that alumni Drin?
Oh?
Yeah, that was. Huh. We got a packed crowd here tonight. Folks, wherever you're watching us from, welcome to MPL Philippines Season 18. I believe this is the first pause of the season.
Yes.
That's right.
So we thank you all for bearing with us. Chico chops it up back into the match. Quick reminder, we are about 7.5 minutes post game start. So that's the 3 turtles down and then about a minute until the Lord spawns.
Okay, despite everything, AP.Bren still has something going on for their team. I generally don't like Enchanted Talisman on Esmeralda, period. Especially if you're the only frontliner for your team, if you're the only contact hero. Because Gatot Kacha, as tacky as it is, you don't want to really start and engage with the fight with the Avatar of the Guardian. You're more like a feel for your team. So if there is someone to show himself in the map to check the bushes, that should be JMPINKMAN. And he cannot do that with his Enchanted Talisman first item pickup, especially against a Dyroth. So you really have to wait for your next item here for JMPINKMAN. As it stands, the Enchanted Talisman will definitely not be the best tool up against Twisted Minds, but they will need more. The only good thing about the Enchanted Talisman on the Esmeralda is that it's a ramp item that eventually you use for farming, that eventually will get you to more items, if they get there.
So it's mostly waiting for AP.Bren at this point, and I think from the very moment we saw the jab that they went with, that's also kind of what we expected, because the Harith is definitely going to take a bit more time, but as they also take their time, isn't Benny just going to keep going online?
This sounds all good and well for the Hive, the fact that Shizo hasn't died, but you're right. Again, Twisted Minds is not taking this line down. They're going to maintain this 3K gold lead, maybe balloon up to about 4,500 if they take this Lord for free, which is looking like the case. Because again, you can maybe wave off about 1,000, 1,500, but almost 4 with this kind of map you're looking at. Again, the side lanes have gotten taken down tier 1 wise, and then you can't even dance properly. I don't know what's going on in AP.Bren's minds right now. The only way that they can win this Lord fight is if Twisted Minds misengage.
Yeah, if I guess the only surprise angle is what we already saw previously, a flicker in from LanceCy too, but getting past or even reaching the key targets would be a tough task for AP.
The softies.
And does the damage already suffice? Because I don't think they could find someone to easily burst down at this point just yet. Isolated too, specifically, because Twisted Minds are just already grouping up together at this point. Oh, hold on.
Oh, they force out a flicker. Sean!
Now that's someone isolated. It's going to be Sean, still generating some steals and will survive right under the turret. Even though it looked like it could have been a really good pickup for AP.Bren already, but LanceCy from the sides, almost finding Sensui, but as we mentioned, the damage is still not enough.
Ooh, 2 near kills for AP.Bren. Not sure if they're happy with that because they did have to commit the flicker to LanceCy. Shizu did not have to commit any of his battle spells and will have his ultimate available in the next Lord fight. Twisted Minds only had to pop their Revitalize as well. Well, they did have to commit 2 flickers.
2 flickers, yeah. So this is the equivalent of AP.Bren making Twisted Minds flinch. I'd say that's a win.
Yep. Okay.
Take it in stride.
Okay.
Shizu now has the Holy Crystal. Bennyqt had his Trinity maybe a minute before this happened, but now Shizu has matched up when it comes to damage output. So both of the marksmen, the win conditions of AP.Bren and Twisted Minds reaching critical mass, this is really good for both of them.
Oh, that's not looking good for AP.Bren though. Them losing out their only front line. Aside from Escalera.
Oh, he popped his conceal too!
It's easily bursted down. You get to see how this itemization really affects how things turn out for AP.Bren. They're still stuck at 1 kill, and now it's Tracy. They're just trying to poke down. LanceCy too, dealing a bit more damage. Shizo still has the Zaman Force, but Twisted Minds, can they hold it out? There you go! The Wrath of Dryad coming in from Tracy! Sensui will still secure the objective. AP.Bren could barely get close. Jamespangks already has some sort of damage, but they're not able to find a kill.
You can see if you lose JMPINKMAN, there's no one to check the Lord, no one to hold down Twisted Minds, and they all escape from AP.Bren's grasp. Because apart from any control from the Falling Starman as well as the Avatar, the Guardian, there's nothing that can pin down Twisted Minds. There is the burst from AP.Bren, but they just can't hold down Twisted Minds if they got out of there. And they also get the Lord on top of that. AP.Bren could not afford to lose JMPINKMAN that early into that Lord fight. And because of that, Twisted Minds are collecting the Lord and collecting a lot more around the map.
And a lot of this is off the repercussions of the 2,000 gold he spent on the Enchanted Talisman early. Just now he has his Oracle, and then I'd reckon a Dominance Ice up next, but...
Yep.
That's 2,000 gold you could have used to be a little chunkier, to buy maybe 2 or 3 seconds more of vision, of contact, of forcing responses from Twisted, and now they're forcing you to respond. They're on that inhibitor.
Ooh, look at Benny bringing Escalera down to half HP! And them losing Shizo is not a good sign. Escalera looking like the next target. Tracy finding the kill. Jamespangks now he's struggling to even escape. Iframe just to get out. The Lord is finally taken down by AP.Bren, but there are still more waves coming in for Twisted Minds.
Oh, LanceCy, a Eudora isn't built to clear waves like this. Twisted Minds penetrate 2 lanes.
Oh, man.
Okay, there you go. LanceCy flickering out. Missile Arrow does not connect. 3 members of AP.Bren still here to defend. And they somehow will, but that's 2 base turrets. They're very much exposed right now, 13 minutes into the game.
Twisted Minds are relentless. AP.Bren can thank their lucky stars. That inhibitor taken down is at least on the short lane, so they can kind of still dance.
They can still dance. Sean, though, finding the right angle for the Abyssal Arrow up top. Almost catching 2 of the members of AP.Bren. Technically, cannot do that. I think there was a little bit of miscoms there for Escalera and Shizo. I believe that Escalera wanted to tank the Abyssal Arrow because Shizu still has about maybe 10 seconds or 8 seconds before his Purify was up. And because they were stacked up together, Shizu and Escalera, it made it so that Sean's arrow will always land on someone. And it happens to be Shizu, the better target, the way better target in that scenario. Had it been that Escalera was the one hit by the arrow, tanking it for Shizu, there could be a counterplay for AP.Bren. Maybe that will thwart Twisted Minds' attempt on that push. But because there is no Zaman Force that they have to be afraid of, no Harith with 3 items to be afraid of, they just went in for the takedown on the turret. They even get the middle. So you really have to be careful, AP.Bren, where you place your pieces now.
Yeah, because I think Escalera was also below half HP at the time.
That's also true.
So maybe he just desperately wanted to get away and reset, but they're unfortunately again connected an arrow. So, yep, placements, positionings, AP.Bren. And when are they willing to burn these resources? Because we see that it's the only and possibly main way for them to actually catch Twisted Minds off guard, but it hasn't been working so far.
Blade of Despair picked up by Jamespangks. This could be their ticket to press down the heroes of Twisted Minds. They just have to find their opening. I wonder if JMPINKMAN already picked his 3rd defensive item. Well, 2nd defensive item, that is the Dominance Ice. Could be waiting for the 3rd one.
That's a Pauldron, I believe.
Yep.
On the way. The main physical defense item you can get after the Antikiras, which I'm hoping he builds eventually too.
Oh,
massive arrow!
God.
This cannot happen.
It is going to be a cleanse by Shizu, and they clap back on Tracy.
Now that is the clapback that you need! But the fractures coming in from LanceCy. Potentially a massive outplay right now for Twisted Minds, especially as Bennyqt is able to deal all these free hits. It's going to be a 2-for-1. It's only Tracy that they lost.
That's a really good trade. The Twisted Minds turned their fallen roamer into 2 kills and a lord.
Oh my god, Sean! Landing 2 abyssal arrows on 1 target. Shizo, the gold leader for AP.Bren, holding the most gold in that team. Holding the damage output, in fact, that they needed for the turtle dance. Shizo had to pop the Purify for the first abyssal arrow hit, survived, and was able to take it back to Twisted Minds by taking down Tracy, but he gets hit by another arrow coming out from Sean on the way out. And AP.Bren have lost because of that.
With Few taking the reins of ONIC as head coach, do we now have another candidate for Selena GOAT?
Oh my.
Seems like so.
2 arrows in a sequence? Come on!
There still is Super Prince.
There is
And
Penguin.
Penguin.
There's a
Hadji.
lot.
I think everyone who's in mid in MPL PH has to learn how to play Selena.
I agree.
That's a bare minimum. Lord crashing through mid, pressure on that bottom lane inhibitor. Say goodbye. It's a fair base for AP.Bren.
Breakable use on Tracy. Now all turrets down. Another episode.
Oh!
Escalera! Oh my goodness, with them losing another front line, AP.Bren will have more and more struggles and problems of finding counter engages. They don't have an AOG. They just have a falling star moon. That's about it. That's multiple stuns coming in from LanceCy too, but nothing that Twisted Minds couldn't sustain. They still have their ultimates. They still have the Wrath of Dryad, but they're respecting AP.Bren. And they're waiting for the perfect timing.
There it is. They saw the falling star moon used by JMPINKMAN. I think they know that he has a Purify, so they're not going to force the issue. They're going to play towards the 3rd Lord, spawning in a minute and a half, lower quarter.
Interesting defense coming up from AP.Bren. They were able to actually defend well. LanceCy throwing out his ultimate just onto the minions. Whenever there is like maybe 1 or 2 heroes from Twisted Minds and there's a fat wave of minions, he will just throw his ultimate, not minding getting a kill afterwards. He's 0-0-2 as the Eudora. You want your Eudora to be very active, but at the same time, AP.Bren just couldn't find their opening in the early stages of this game. That's why they had to really gamble it in the late game. But now, it's a difficult gamble for them. 18 minutes into the game, they have the 18-minute Lord, and they don't have all of their turrets for the defense.
Well, I can't blame them. For them to find their placements, they have to buy time. It has to be JMPINKMAN eating 2 or 3 ults. It has to be the perfect AOG. And that's not even considering Twisted Minds bursting down those initiators.
Yeah, and even in previous instances, I think they've been trying different types of approaches to how they could eventually take at least 1 or 2 members down from Twisted Minds. Earlier, it was even Shizo trying to go in for an attempt. Earlier, it was even LanceCy trying to go in for an attempt. It was never the kind of sequence you expected, considering their lineup.
And it feels like salmon swimming uphill. It seems like rolling a boulder up a mountain because there's traps in those bushes. I was going to say, hey, plant LanceCy into a bush and make like NXPE Haze, you know, like wait for like 2 minutes and then burst someone down. They can't do that.
Just a
open up.
scenario for them.
Yep. Okay, gotta watch out for the Abyssal Arrows now, but Lansu, they're gonna go in. JMPINKMAN already very low. That's the Falling Star Moon coming in from Escalera. Flickers are forced out though. Lansu doesn't have his. And AP.Bren will somewhat regain positioning here in this objective, but it's still a dance.
Difficult dance for AP.Bren because they will have to mind their minions up top. Twisted Minds can play this long game. Can make this dance go longer because they're delaying it. Constantly resetting it so that the minion wave up top will be not manageable anymore for AP.Bren.
Oh, it looks like they made the call. They gotta send back Shizo to clear some waves. And that's what? A technical knockout. That's half a dude that you don't have. Because what's he gonna do? Flying clouds after clearing? Is that fast enough even? Lord now at half health.
Oh no, Escalera doesn't have the time. Couldn't even use the AOG out. Lansu too, zoning out backlines. Finally gets to use the AOG, but he still goes down. Was that a trap by Sean? Taking down Escalera alongside a Lord secured by Twisted Mind.
It's a trap.
Oh my god. Unbelievable plays coming up from Sean. But at the same time, AP.Bren just can't manage it. Shizo took so much time up top. The Lord is already done and he just finished clearing out the wave up top. That's how much time he needed for the minion
These
wave.
are huge minions. You have no turrets. You're just a little white-haired baby boy.
that's
And
not
now
what-
it's Zooey gets punished for trying to steal.
Okay, Jamespangks, can he find a way out of this winter crown play from Sensui? He's still alive! He can regroup with Twisted Mind. Jamespangks going in for the chase. Can he find one? Tracy tanking enough, but the immortality
the
just
stun!
And Hito gets eliminated from the side. Double kill for Sensui as they take game number 1.
AP.Bren trying to delay the inevitable, but Twisted Minds are first to the board, going to match point.
Shizo is just magnetized to the arrows, or maybe the arrows are magnetized to him. In that last clash, the arrow connected onto Shizo once more, and that meant that there was 0